Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I am going to start a new series. Recently UPSC prelims was conducted on June 1st, and in the coming videos I am going to cover the questions asked in the preliminary examination of GS first paper. So let us start this video. The question number first is, consider the following statements: agriculture soils release nitrogen oxide into the environment, cattle release ammonium into environment, poultry industry release reactive nitrogen compounds into environment. Which of the statements given above are correct? You have to select the correct option, and the options are A, B and C, D, and the correct option among the above options is D option. Let us evaluate this option and with explanation. Statement 1 is correct. Nitrogen oxide is emitted into the atmosphere as a result of biomass burning and biological processes in soils. Biomass burning is not only an instantaneous source of nitrogen oxide, but it results in a longer term environment of the biogenic production of this gas. This was stated in statement first, which is agricultural soils release nitrogen oxide into environment. This is correct option. The current belief is that 90% of the emissions come from the soils. Nitrous oxide is formed in soil during the microbiological processes, nitrification and denitrification. Because nitrous oxide is a gas, it can escape from soil during these transformations. Nitrous oxide production is controlled by the temperature, pH, water holding capacity of the soil, irrigation practices, tillage practices, soil type, oxygen concentration, availability of carbon, vegetation, land use practices, and use of chemicals. Nitrous oxide emissions from agricultural soils are increased by the addition of fertilizers. Statement 2 is correct because cattle releases ammonium and methane into the atmosphere. Ruminant animals do not efficiently utilize dietary nitrogen. Excess nitrogen fed in the form of feed proteins is excreted in manure. Manure is composed of urine plus feces. Dairy cows are on average secrete in milk 25 to 35% of the nitrogen they consume, and almost all the remaining nitrogen is excreted in urine and feces, with about half of the nitrogen excreted in urine. And statement 3 is also correct, which is poultry industry releases reactive nitrogen compounds into the environment. That is why this is correct. Nitrogen emissions in chicken production occur in several forms, but mainly ammonium can contribute directly or indirectly to several environmental and public health hazards. Chicken production also contributes to some extent to climate change through the emissions of nitrous oxide, fine particulate matter, and methane. Question number 2 is, what is common to the places known as Aliyar, Asapau and Kangasabati? And the correct option among the given options is water reservoirs. These are the water reserve places across the Indian states. Question number 3 is, in the context of proposals to the use of hydrogen enriched CNG as a fuel for buses in public transport, consider the following statement. Statement first is, the main advantage of the use of HCNG is the elimination of carbon monoxide emissions. HCNG as fuel reduces CO2 and hydrocarbon emissions. Hydrogen up to 1/5 by volume can be blended with CNG as a fuel for buses. And the statement 4 is, HCNG makes the fuel less expensive than CNG. Which of the following options are correct? We have to select the correct option, and the correct option is 2 and 3. HCNG is fuel reduces carbon dioxide and hydrocarbon emissions, and hydrogen up to 1/5 by volume can be blended with CNG as fuel for buses. Let us deal it with in details. Statement 1 is incorrect. Statement 1 expresses that the main advantage of this use of CNG is the elimination of carbon monoxide emissions. It states about the complete elimination, but it is not a correct statement. HCNG reduces the emissions of carbon monoxide up to 70% but does not eliminate it. Statement 2 is correct, which is HCNG as fuel reduces CO2 and hydrocarbon emissions. This statement is correct. Hydrogen compressed natural gas is a fuel. It reduces the emission of carbon dioxide and hydrocarbons as compared to the other fuels. Compared with the natural gas, HCNG has many advantages when it comes to performances. Research has shown that the brake effective thermal efficiency increases with an increased percentage of hydrogen. Another effect of the addition is that the brake specific fuel consumption is reduced. The cycle by cycle variation are also reduced and the thermal efficiency is increased. Emissions can also be improved with the addition of hydrogen compared to the pure natural gas. HCNG reduces the hydrocarbon emissions, which is in part due to the increased combustion stability that comes with the addition of hydrogen. However, due to the increased temperature and combustion duration that accompanies the hydrogen addition, and increase in nitrous oxide compounds emission is observed. Statement 3 is also correct. CNG is methane stored at high pressure. CNG, compressed natural gas, as a fuel can be used in place of gasoline, diesel fuel, and propane, LPG, and its combustion produces fewer undesirable gases than the other mentioned fuels. Combustion is a high temperature exothermic chemical reaction between a fuel and an oxidant that produces oxidized products. When 18 to 20% of hydrogen as fuel is mixed into the CNG, it becomes pollution free as it reduces emission of carbon monoxide up to 20%. But statement 4 is incorrect. It states that HCNG makes the fuel less expensive than CNG. This is not the case. The case is current cost of hydrogen is more than the cost of natural gas. Therefore, HCNG's cost is more than the CNG. Current price of HCNG is higher than CNG and will cost 72 paisa per kilometer more if implemented in DTC buses. This was the question number 3. And question number 4, which was asked in the preliminary examination, was why are dewdrops not formed on a cloudy night? And this is a simple question, and the answer for this question is B. Clouds reflect back the Earth's radiation. That is why on cloudy nights dewdrops are not formed. Let us see what are the dewdrops. Dew is the water droplets formed by condensation of water vapor on a relatively cold surface of an object. It forms when the temperature of an object drops below the dew point temperature. When there is cloudy weather condition, terrestrial radiation is radiated back to the Earth's surface after reflection from clouds. This leads to the formation of hothouse, which means greenhouse condition, due to which temperature on Earth's surface is relatively higher. In this condition become unfavorable for the formation of dew. Last question of this video series is, consider the following statement. This was the 5th question asked in the recently conducted preliminary examination. First statement is, the 44th Amendment to the Constitution of India introduced an article placing the election of the PM Prime Minister beyond judicial review. Statement 2, the Supreme Court of India struck down the 99th Amendment to the Constitution of India as being violative of the independence of judiciary. Which of the following options are correct? And option statement 2 is correct, and option B is the answer of this question, which is only option 2 is correct. Statement 2 is correct. The Supreme Court of India struck down the 99th Amendment to the Constitution of India as being violative of independence of judiciary. This statement is correct. However, there is no mention in the 44th Amendment to the Constitution of India of introduction of any article which places the election of the PM beyond judiciary. This is not mentioned in the 44th Amendment of the Constitution. So guys, these were the 5 questions which were asked recently in the preliminary examination. This series will be continued in the upcoming videos also. This was the first video of the video series lectures which will come in the future. So kindly like and share this video and give your feedbacks in the comment section. Thank you.